Page 392. Multiple choice questions. 1. Identify the pioneers of the apocalyptic movement who edited the New Apocalypse 1940 and the White Horseman 1941. A. J. F. Henry and Henry Treece, Treece. 2. Ted Hughes became Poet Laureate in D. 1984. 3. Which of the following arrangements of Ted Hughes' works is in the correct chronological order? A. Hawk in the Rain, Lupercal, Season Songs, Moortown. 4. Identify the poet who committed suicide in 1963. B. Sylvia Plath. 5. Ted Hughes' wife's name was A. Sylvia Plath. 6. Which of the following poets is not originally an American? D. Edith Sitwell. 7. Name the poetess whose two brothers are poets too. C. Edith Sitwell. 8. The Oxford poets or the Auden group were also known as B. New Signatures. 9. William Golding was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in A. 1983. 10. In which year was Kingsley Amis knighted? C. 1990. 11. Identify the correct group of writers known as Angry Young Men. A. Kingsley Amis, John Wyan, John Bryan, John Osborne. 12. Graham Greene's The Power and the Glory was published in D. 1941. 13. Graham Greene and Evelyn Waugh were both converts to C. Roman Catholicism. 14. Our Man in Nirvana, 1958, a satire on contemporary spy novels, was written by B. Graham Greene. 15. Which of the following arrangements of Graham Greene's novels is in the correct chronological sequence? A. Bright on Rock, The Power and the Glory, The Heart of the Matter, The Quiet American, A Burnt Out Case. Page 393. 16. The Loved One, 1942, a bitter farcical satire written by an American funeral customs, is written by A. Evelyn Waugh. 17. Animal Farm, 1945, a bitter political satire, is written by C. George Orwell. 18. Which of the following novels of George Orwell is, quote, a terrifying prognostication of the hatred, cruelty, fear, loss of individuality, and lack of love that future would bring, question mark, unquote. D. 1984. 19. Who wrote by the pseudonym of Eric Blair? A. George Orwell. 20. Who among the following novelists was a Cambridge University scientist and civil servant? A. Sir C.P. Snow. 21. Lewis Eliot is a narrator in the whole series of the novels of D. Sir C.P. Snow. 22. The Jacaranda Tree, 1949, written by H.E. Bates, is a novel about C. Burma and India. 23. William Golding was awarded Nobel Prize for Literature in B. 1983. 24. Which of the following arrangements of William Golding's novels is in the correct chronological sequence? A. The Lord of Flies, Inheritors, Pincher Martin, The Pyramid, Rites of Passage. 25. William Golding was awarded the Nobel Prize for B. The Lord of Flies. 26. Bhavani, Bhawani Junction, 1954. Beg your pardon? 26. Bhavani Junction, 1954. A novel about India is written by C. John Masters. 27. The Raj Quartet, consisting of 4 novels, is authored by A. Paul Scott. 28. Identify the correct group of novels in the Raj Quartet. A. The Jewel in the Crown, The Day of the Scorpion, The Towers of Silence, A Division of Spoils. 29. Who among the following novelists is the originator of the Angry Young? B. William Cooper. 30. Henry Summerfield Hough wrote his novels under the pseudonym of A. George Barker. 31. Jim Dixon, an anti-hero, is a character in B. Evelyn Waugh's The Conscience of the Rich. 32. Who among the following playwrights is a comedian? B. Noel Coward. Page 394. 33. Waiting for the Godot, 1953, is a famous play by A. Samuel Barclay Beckett. 34. Who among the following dramatists founded the Irish National Literary Society? A. W.B. Yeats. 35. The English Stage Company at the Royal Court Theatre was established in C. 1956. 36. Who said about Virginia Woolf, quote, "She had no taste for rough diamonds," unquote, question mark. C. H. V. Routh. 37. The name of Virginia Woolf's father was A. Stephen Wolfe. 38. In which work does the following line appear? Quote, "Her sympathy seemed to fly back into her face, comma, like a bramble spring," unquote, question mark. C. To the Lighthouse. 39. Identify the last line of Whitman's A Passage to India. B. "O father, father, sail!" exclamation. 40. The generally accepted date of the death of Plato is C. 348 BC. 41. It is generally believed that Aristotle was born in B. 384 BC. 42. Aristotle was engaged as tutor to C. Alexander. 43. What was the most revolutionary deed done by Aristotle regarding human rights and freedom which he did before his death? C. He liberated all his slaves through his will. 44. Which critic is most associated with the view that, quote, "Poetry is criticism of life," unquote, dash? D. Matthew Arnold. 45. What did Byron die of? B. Fever. 46. Who among the following playwrights in the outstanding product of the English Stage Company. Printing mistake is there, I repeat again. 46. Who among the following playwrights is the outstanding product of the English Stage Company? A. Brian Friel, Friel. 47. Jimmy Poster, the vituperative anti-hero who is the archetype of the angry young man, appears in John Osborne's famous play B. Look Back in Anger. 48. Harold Pinter, a playwright of international status, was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in B. 2002. 49. Who among the following playwrights is known for his love for cricket? D. Rex Warner. 50. Which of the following arrangements of Harold Pinter's plays is in the correct chronological sequence? Page 395. A. The Birthday Party, The Dumb Waiter, The Homecoming, Old Times, No Man's Land, The Betrayal, Victoria Station. 51. Goldberg and McCann are characters in Harold Pinter's A. The Birthday Party. 52. Soup with Barley is play written by B. Arnold Wesker. 53. Which of the following plays of Caryl, Caryl Churchill exposes the superficial liberation of women in that Cherite England? Cherite. B. Top Girls. 54. Which of the following plays of Tom Stoppard, Stoppard, was staged in 1967 at the National Theatre? D. Rosencrantz, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern. 55. Name the playwright whose The Memory of Water was staged at the Hampstead Theatre, London in 1969. A. Shelag Stephenson. 56. Which among the following critics did not believe in the authority of ancient classics? C. Wordsworth. 57. Which of the following poets made a fortune by translating Homer? D. Pope. 58. Who is believed to have said, quote, that which does not concern the common man, comma, is of no significance, unquote, question mark? B. Rousseau. Rousseau. 59. Who is stated to have said, quote, criticism is the art of interpreting art, unquote, question mark? C. Walter Pater. 60. Who wrote the poem, quote, The Lake Isle of Innisfree, unquote, question mark? A. Yeats. 61. Who is primarily associated with the term, quote, objective correlative, unquote, question mark? C. Eliot. 62. Who is stated to have said, comma, quote, what criticism undertakes is the profitable discussion of literature, unquote, question mark? B. F. R. Lewis. 63. Who wrote, quote, the lives of the poets, unquote, question mark? D. Dr. Johnson. 64. Who is said to have used the term, quote, high seriousness, unquote, question mark? Answer C. M. Arnold. 65. Who used the term, quote, high disdain, question mark? B. Milton. 66. Who wrote, quote, the interpretation of dreams, unquote, question mark? C. Freud. 67. Who wrote, quote, Principles of Literary Criticism in 1924, unquote? C. A. Richards. 68. Who said, quote, Poetry is not a turning loose of emotion, comma, but an escape from emotion, question mark, unquote? B. T.S. Eliot. 69. Who said, quote, Language may be defined as the expression of thought by means of speech sounds, unquote, question mark? C. Henry Sweet. 396. 70. In what respect among the following do the human beings and animals have at least partly identical station in the matter of language as a means of communication? D. Behavioral. 71. Who said, quote, So, comma, here I am 20 years largely wasted trying to use word, unquote? B. T.S. Eliot. 72. Who said, quote, Style is the skin and the mere coat, unquote? C. Carlyle. Carlyle. 73. When did Trubetskoy's, quote, Principles of Phonology appear, unquote? D. 1939. 74. Whose book, quote, Language, unquote, 1933, is considered, quote, the Bible of American languages, unquote? B. Bloomfield. 75. Who said language is, quote, primarily an auditory system of symbols, unquote? C. Sapir. 76. Which of the following poems is not by Frost? D. Michael. 77. What does the term, quote, Deus, Deus, CX, Machina, Machina, unquote, mean? A. God out of the machine. 78. The famous soliloquy, quote, to be or not to be, unquote, occurs in C. Hamlet. 79. Who wrote, quote, Flower in the crammed well, ... little flower, but if, exclamation, could understand what you are, ... I should know what God and man is, unquote, question mark? D. Tennyson. 80. Which is the, quote, odd man out, unquote, in the following? C. Essay on Man. 81. Which Italian poet is most famous for his sonnets? A. Petrarch. Petrarch. 82. Who wrote the following line, quote, blow, thou winter wind, unquote? C. Shakespeare. 83. In which of the following word the adverb LRM or IRM, printing mistake, is made by simply applying ly at the end? A. Present. 84. Tetrameter comprises a line with iambus. C4. 85. What figure of speech has been used in the following line? Quote, Milton, exclamation, thou shouldn't be living with us at this hour, unquote, Wordsworth. D. Apostrophe. 86. Under which category should Dryden's Macflecknoe be placed? A. Satire. 87. Which figure of speech has been used in the term, quote, immemorial elms, unquote? C. Alliteration. 88. Who is the writer of the following line, quote, busy old fool, comma, unruly son, unquote? D. Donne. 89. What is the name of the central figure in Tagore's play Muktadhara? C. Prince Abhijit. 90. Which play of Shaw is also sometimes called, quote, The Chocolate Soldier, unquote? A. Arms and the Man. 91. In which episode of, quote, The Merchant of Venice, unquote, did the Prince of Aragon make the choice of the silver casket? B. The casket episode. Page 397. 92. Which one among the following was not the demand of the Chartists, Chartists, in 19th century in England? B. Pensions to all widows. 93. In which category among novelists should Mrs. Gaskell be placed? A. Humanitarian. 94. Which one among the following cannot be deemed to be a writer of the, quote, problem play, unquote? D. Eliot. 95. In which decade of the 20th century did the group of novelists commonly known as, quote, angry young men, unquote, appear? C. 50s. 96. W.B. Yeats died in D. 1939. 97. The accession of Elizabeth took place in B. 1952. 98. T.S. Eliot was awarded the V.S. Medal of Freedom in A. 1964. 99. Who organized, quote, the Four Musketeers of the Oxford Movement, unquote? B. Michael Roberts. 100. Identify the correct group of poets known as the Oxford Poets. A. W. H. Auden, Stephen Spender, Cecil Day Lewis, Louis MacNeice. 101. Which of the following arrangements of W. H. Auden's poems is in the correct chronological order? A. Poems, the Orators, the Dance of Death, the Shield of Achilles, City Without Walls, Epistle to a Godson, Thank You Fog. 102. The Steel Center is a collection of poems by B. Stephen Spender. 103. Who said that W. H. Auden was, quote, the most accomplished technician now writing poetry in English, unquote? C. Stephen Spender. 104. Which of the following works is not by Cecil Day Lewis? A. City Without Walls. 105. Who among the following poets was the pioneer of neo-romanticism in poetry? B. Dylan Thomas. 106. In which of the following age there has been a tremendous increase in science fiction? B. Contemporary period. 107. Who wrote Invisible Man 1952? C. Ralph Ellison, Ellison, page 398. 108. Which of the following is not written by Greene? A. Lolita, 1955. 109. Which of the following is not a collection of short stories of crime and retribution? B. Brighton Rock, 1938. 110. In which book Greene satirizes contemporary spy novels? A. Our Man in Havana, 1958. 111. Charles Percy Snow is also known as D. Lord Snow. 112. Which book is not written by Snow? B. Travels with My Aunt, 1969. 113. Which of the following is a satire on American funeral custom? A. The Loved One, 1948. 114. Which novel shows the sign of Evelyn Waugh's growing seriousness? B. The Loved One, 1948. 115. Evelyn Waugh's Bride Shed Revisited, 1945 is the result of his D. Army experiences. 116. Which of the following is not included in Evelyn Waugh's trilogy Sword of Honor? C. Time of Hope, 1949. 117. Which of the following novel of Lionel Powell's Hartley is a trilogy? A. Eustace and Hilda, 1944-47. 118. Which of the following is not written by Hartley? B. The Kindly Ones, 1962. 119. In which work Bates shows the evocation of country, place and people? C. The Poacher, 1935. 120. Bates' The Jacaranda Tree, 1949 is about India and D. Burma. 121. Which of the following is not a short story collection of Bates? B. When the Green Woods Laugh, 1960. C. 122. Bates' Fair Stood the Wind for France, 1944, is his best-known collection, which contains A. Adventure stories. 123. Who among the following served army in India? D. John Master, page 399. 124. Which novel is not about European invaders, the rulers and servants of India? A. Fandango Rock, 1959. 125. John Masters, The Field Marshal's Memoirs, 1975, is about the sympathetic understanding of the sea soldiers. 126. Which novel is inspired by Joyce Carey's Nigerian political service? D. Mr. Johnson, 1959. 127. James Patrick Donlevy was an expatriate American who has settled himself in A. Ireland. 128. Donlevy paints a formless but violent picture of a man in C. The Ginger Man, 1955. 129. Which of the following is not written by Donlevy? B. The Captive and the Free, 1959. 130. Wilson's The Old Man at the Zoo, 1961, was a nightmare of D. Political future. 131. The full name of Wilson is A. Angus Frank Johnston Wilson. 132. Which of the following deals with the present nightmare of a new town? B. Late Call, 1964. 133. Wilson's Such Darling Dodes, 1950, is a C. short story collection. 134. David Story's The Sporting Life, 1960, is influenced by his career as a professional D. rugby player. 135. Which novel of David Story deals with the love-hate relationship of two men? A. Radcliffe, 1963. 136. Pamela Hansford Johnson is also known as D. Lady Snow. 137. Pamela Hansford Johnson's best work is C. The Unspeakable Skipton, 1958. 138. Which novel of Pamela Johnson contains the portrayal of mad novelist? B. The Unspeakable Skipton, 1958. 139. Pamela Johnson's Catherine Carter, 1952, is set in the theatrical world of the B. 19th century. 140. Harry Summerfield Hoff was the second name of D. William Gerald Goulding. 141. Which novel of Cooper contains the theme of tradition in the bourgeois world? C. The Ever-Interesting Topic, 1953, page 400. 142. Which novel of Kingsley Amis is about a man who wants little from life? C. Lucky Jim, 1954. 143. Amis wrote the Egyptologists, 1965, in collaboration with B. Robert Conquest. 144. Which of the following is a collection of poems? B. A Look Round the Estate, 1967. 145. William Gerald Goulding's best-known novel is C. Lord of the Flies, 1954. 146. In which novel Goulding deals with civilization? D. Lord of the Flies, 1954. 147. George Orwell's second name is C. Eric Hugh Blair. 148. George Orwell's Keep the Aspidistra Flying, 1936, deals with his contempt for the society C. Upper middle class. 140. 149. Which novel shows a love-hate attitude towards the idea of empire? A. Burmese Days, 1934. 150. In which novel George Orwell paints the picture of squalor and hopelessness? D. The Road to Vegan Pyre, 1957. 151. George Orwell's Animal Farm, 1945, deals with communist ideals into C. Doctorship. 152. Which of the following is not written by Christopher Fry? B. Separate Tables, 1954. 153. Whose plays are based on human relationship? D. Sir Terence Rattigan. 154. Beckett also worked as the secretary of D. Arnold Wesker. 155. Beckett's Waiting for Godot, 1952, originally written in D. French. 156. Waiting for Godot, 1952's English translation came in A. 1955. 157. Which play of Beckett suggests despair of a society? D. A. Waiting for Godot, 1952. B. Endgame, 1955. C. Krapp's Last Tape, 1958. D. None. Answer is D. None. 158. Which of the following play is imaginatively farcical? A. A Penny for a Song, 1951. Page 401. 159. John Whiting's A Marching Song, 1954, deals with B. Self-reputation. 160. Which play is based on Aldous Huxley's The Devil of Loudon? D. Flare Path, 1942. 161. John Whiting's The Devils, 1961, deals with the theme of C. Salvation. 162. Who among the following was the product of the Royal Court Theatre? B. Argus Wilson. 163. Osborne wrote Epitaph for George Dillon, 1957, in collaboration with C. Anthony Creighton, Creighton. 161. Osborne's The Entertainer, 1957, merely provided a vehicle for a D. Star actor. 165. Which of the following plays shows 16th century man of religion? B. Luther, 1961. 166. In Inadmissible Evidence, 1964, Osborne concerned himself with abnormalities of C. Sex. 167. Which play of John Arden achieved success at the royal court? D. Live Like Pigs, 1958. 168. Which of the following is not written by Norman Frederick Simpson? C. A Resounding Tinkle, 1957. 169. Brendan Behan and Shelag Delaney's The Choir, Quare Fellow, 1954 is A. B. Opera. 170. A Taste of Honey, 1958 is composed by A. Brendan Behan and Shelag Delaney. 171. Which of the following plays deals with innocence of young love and homosexuality? A. A Taste of Honey, 1958. 172. Which play's allegory is heavily colored with mysticism? B. Chips with Everything, 1962. 173. Which of the following play is a long elaborated study of socialism and social progress? A. Their Very Own and Golden City, 1965. 174. Henry Living's comedy Big Soft Nellie, 1961 is almost C. Plotless. 175. Which of the following is not composed by Henry Living's? D. Kelly's Eye, 1963. Page 402. 176. Who is very much influenced by Beckett? D. Harold Pinter. 177. Which plays a drama of unidentified menace? D. Old Times, 1971. 178. Which is not the production of Royal Court Theatre? B. Silence. 179. Who had not contributed to Royal Court Theatre? C. Harold Pinter. 180. From Alamein to Zemzem, 1946, is composed by D. Keith Douglas. 181. Roy Broadbent, B-R-O-A-D-B-E-N-T, Fuller, F-U-L-L-E-R, started his career as a sea solicitor. 182. Whose poetry is inspired by Dylan Thomas? D. Roy Broadbent Fuller. 183. Which of the following is not written by Roy Broadbent Fuller? B. Hands to Dance, 1951. 184. Charles Stanley Cosley is from C. Navy. 185. Which of the following is a folk song? A. Johnny Alleluia, A-L-L-E-L-U-I-A, 1961. 186. Who may be described as the originator of neo-romantic poetry in the 40s? D. Dylan Marley's Thomas. 187. Dylan Marley's Thomas's best work is B. Under Milk Wood, 195, quote, it's a printing mistake. 188. Dylan Marley Thomas's Under Milk Wood, 1954, is a verse play written specially for C. Radio. 189. Which of the following is published posthumously? D. Under Milk Wood, 1954. 190. Which of the following is not written by Norman Cornthwaite, Cornthwaite Nicholson? B. Plant Magic Man, 1973. 191. Lawrence George Durrell's best-known book of verse is C. Cities, Plains, and People, 1946. 192. Who among the following was a doctor and psychologist by profession? D. Alexander Comfort, Comfort. 193. Who is very much concerned with emotions arising from death and sexual love? B. Alexander Comfort. Page 403. 194. Who is compared with John Donne? C. Thomas William Gunn, Gunn. 195. Thomas William Gunn did not write B. Eat Crow, 1972. 196. Sylvia Plath is the wife of D. Philip Larkin. 197. Sylvia Plath's Crossing the Water was published in D. 1971. 198. The Oxford Book of 20th Century English Verse is edited by A. Philip Larkin. 199. Whose poetry deals with rural scenes and conditions in Ireland? B. Patrick Kavanagh, Kavanagh. 200. The national movement in verse was encouraged by C. Modern Scottish Poetry, 1946. 201. Whose poetry deals with violence and cruelty? D. George Mann, Macbeth. 202. Scottish verse, 1952, is edited by C. Young. 203. Quote, Ambulance, unquote, a short poem, is written by C. Larkin. 204. Ted Hughes composed B. The River in March. 205. Which of the following is not written by George Mann, Macbeth? B. High Windows, 1974.